Tear gas deployed by police at another protest tonight being held right now in Richmond. Our crews on the scene say it appears someone was walking outside a police line right before the gas was deployed, but that it was a calm until that point. This is a defund the police protest, which supports taking funds from police departments and reallocating them to non-police forms of public safety, such as social services and other community resources. And this comes less than 24 hours after another protest where police say they used tear gas and arrested a protest organizer during a demonstration outside police headquarters. Good evening, I'm Candace Burns.
And I'm Bill Fitzgerald. Our John Burkett is live to tell us what he's learned about what happened. John?
And Bill, State Police confirming tonight via their Facebook page that at least 2 troopers were injured in Sunday night's protest in front of police headquarters. They have non-life-threatening injuries. We are entering our 3rd week of protests and civil unrest in the capital city. Sporadic vandalism and violence continues to cast a dark cloud. In Sunday's incident, again, officers were injured and an arrest was made. Sunday night into Monday morning, civil unrest in downtown Richmond, protesters angry and taking aim. Richmond Police say 3 officers were injured and several city vehicles, including dump trucks, sustained significant damage. Crime Insider sources say some rioters threw chunks of asphalt and pepper spray was released by officers. This woman, 22-year-old Michaela Hatton, was charged with felony assault after police say she hit an officer in the head with a bullhorn when crossing a police line after being warned not to do so.
It's important that police officers talk with the people that they're arresting.
Retired State Police Superintendent Gerald Massengill says for this to calm, police and the public have to get on a similar page.
The relationship between the community and law enforcement has to be there for law enforcement to be effective. And that was true in the 60s and it's true today.
Equality and justice reform has been the message of many of the protesters. Massengill says it's worth listening to.
Bias-based policing has no place in American policing. If you as a police officer are taking an action because of the color of one's skin, or because of the length of their hair, or because of the way they're wearing their clothes, it's wrong.
Massengill witnessed riots during the civil rights movement as a police officer in the 1960s. He says his hope is that the 2 sides can compromise and communicate, adding lack of leadership almost always fans the flames.
Until the mayor or whomever is doing the second guessing or what Monday morning quarterbacking, whatever you want to call it. Before that's done, he needs to understand what it's like when you put your hands on an individual and you say you're under arrest and they say, no, I'm not going. And then you understand that you've got a physical altercation on your hand. And what are you going to do?
Police Chief William Smith drew a distinction today between what he says is the overwhelming majority of protesters who are peacefully and lawfully exercising their rights and those who are seeking to do harm to the community through acts of violence, inciting conflict with law enforcement and destroying property. He says, quote, "We fully support peaceful demonstrations, but we will not tolerate the violent assault of police officers, the threats to law-abiding members of our residential and business communities, or the willful destruction of city and private property," said Chief Smith. I also asked Colonel Massengill about the tactical use of tear gas. He says it is a non-lethal way to disperse an unlawful assembly. Police say it was used last night after several warnings were given. Working for you in downtown Richmond, John Burkett, CBS 6 News.